Hello, welcome. And welcome to the YouTube reaction show. Welcome to the chill stream. Sorry it took a few more minutes than I expected. I was trying to set things up and try to figure out what was going on. And also I just realized I forgot to... Jesus Christ, what's going on? Why is it crashing whenever I'm trying to open up stream avatars and it's just crashing? Like Windows is actually Windows is actually like the File Explorer is crashing whenever I try to open File Explorer, which is kind of ironic actually. I try to open up File Explorer and it's just crashing. So yeah, there we go. Now everything is fully loaded up. Trying to see what I can. All right, there we go. Ah, fuck. I need some water. Need hydrate. Hmm? Meow. Meow. Also, hi, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧𝙖. Welcome. How are you doing? Are we doing well? Alright, see here. Where is it? There. That correct. Shit. Warp. There you go. Hopefully. Alright, okay.
So YouTube has personally reached out to me again for another very long DM conversation, and I think you guys are going to find this conversation pretty interesting. So as I'm sure you guys know, yesterday Team YouTube made their official statement about all the content moderation problems that they've been experiencing and talking about the whole AI ban wave that happened. They made an official Team YouTube post, and this YouTube employee over here made a little short video talking about it, and basically I was pretty disappointed with their response, as was most people who saw the response. Their main points in the response were that there seems to be a lot of confusion on what is and isn't allowed on YouTube, and they claim that a lot of the channels that they banned, in fact like the vast majority of them, were correctly banned, and they were basically saying that a lot of people seem to be confused on if their content should or should not be allowed on YouTube, and they claimed that most people's content that did get banned were rightfully banned. They got community noted, and they said the use of AI in automated decision making has been proven in many cases, such as YouTube support and automated responses on X. In the first half of 2025, 76% of 5 million channels false banned for spam and scams. It's estimated 10 million were banned by November 2025. So there hasn't just been a huge spike of tweets towards YouTube for no reason.
Jesus
a lot
Christ.
more people are getting their channels banned now more than ever. And so I made a video talking about it, and yeah, I would say it was a pretty scathing video. I went on them pretty hard, and you know, I would say that in terms of YouTube criticism, not that I'm special or anything, obviously I'm not talented at all, but I'm just saying that for me personally, I don't think anyone...
Also First Amendment rights that actually forbid YouTube from retaliating against its own users. It was freedom of speech, and it was rightfully, they got criticized, rightfully so.
has really criticized YouTube harder and more frequently than I have. So that's why it's surprising to me that they keep reaching out to me for a conversation. So like I said, I've had conversations with Team YouTube before, but the one that I had yesterday seemed a lot different than the other ones that I've had before. What makes it different? Well, it actually seemed like I was talking to a real person. Now, before I show you everything I'm about to show, obviously I could be getting the wool pulled over my eyes. This could be a bot, this could be AI responses, but you guys be the judge. I'm going to show you guys all these messages. Like I said, it was a pretty lengthy conversation. And we actually went back and forth on a few things, and apparently they were actually considering sending their statement to me specifically so I can review it. That in itself is surreal to me, but anyways, let's get to it. Hi again, following up as promised with a link to our official response.
You know why? Because I think YouTube is actually afraid that you actually have your own lawyer and you're able to fight them in court. Hi, so highlight. How are you? Hi, Silo. How are you? That's good. That's good. Right now, I'm watching a YouTube video of YouTube's recent ban wave, and they're denying it was the use of AI, and it's and the 76% of their automated responses were AI.
Also wanted to highlight a few things. There was no wave of, quote, false or incorrect terminations. We reviewed hundreds and hundreds of social posts and channel examples with our policy teams, and the vast majority of termination decisions were upheld. There were a small handful of nuanced cases that were overturned, but these were really borderline cases. We also confirmed that there were no bugs and no issues with our systems. For improved transparency and communication, which we talked about here, which again, this was something that we had talked about last time I made another video talking about this. We're working on providing more specific policy descriptions and timestamps. We know this is a top request from you and other creators, as mentioned before, still more to come. And so they're reaching out to me for a conversation, right? So hopefully they don't expect me to pull any punches. So I said, if there were no wave of false terminations, then how do you explain multiple YouTubers being falsely banned for being fraudulently linked to this exact same channel? So as I'm sure you guys know, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧𝙖𝙩𝙀, the creator who made the most noise on Twitter after getting banned, received this email saying that they were associated with this Japanese channel. I saw a lot of people saying, hey, I got falsely banned for being associated with this channel as well. And so it wasn't just Endermatch. I saw, like I said, plenty of tweets.
It is
so
a
this
massive
Team YouTube
bug.
person replies and says, I think you're referring to the Enderman situation. That wasn't a bug or widespread issue. Those channels were related in some way. We can't share more details on this. It's private and unique to those
Related in some way? They don't even speak the same language. Enderman speaks English. That person speaks Japanese. They're from Japan. Enderman's from North America. You're telling me they're related, YouTube? Fuck off on that. You're trying to cover your own goddamn high horse so you don't end up in a fucking loss. YouTube, Google, you're asking for a class action lawsuit. You're asking for an international class action lawsuit. And that class action lawsuit is heading your goddamn way. Don't be surprised when that lawsuit knocks at your goddamn front door. I swear to fucking God. I swear to fucking God. If you said there wasn't any false bans, this wasn't false. Okay. Show me your code. Show me your code of how you train this AI to fucking ban people, quote unquote, correctly. Come on. You want to be transparent? Let's see the goddamn code. Let's see the goddamn code so we can nitpick, so we can see each line of code and see what you're fucking up to. Yeah. You think that will happen already, but no. If you're asking YouTube to change, you're also asking Google to change, and Google ain't changing. Google ain't changing, which is quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. Google, YouTube, get off your goddamn high horse and actually make a response. Make an actual real response. Don't make this fucking video or like a fucking premiere. Make an actual live stream addressing every single thing that's happening and chatting with all with all the fucking YouTubers and answering their questions. Oh wait, you don't want to do that because you might actually risk a lawsuit, and your lawyers advised against that.
Channels, but it was definitely a bit of a weird situation, and we fixed it. Fixed the termination piece to be exact. So YouTube here is claiming that those channels were linked. So he's saying 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 and other YouTubers who were banned for being associated with that.
Here's the thing. That's a fucking impossible. Hey, 20 fucking channels, 20 or more channels could not be possibly linked to a random Japanese account. There must be a fucking massive bug or massive oversight within a YouTube account system to where, like, you know, like the brand accounts you can link to your channel. There must be a massive oversight between determining which channel belongs to who, including like internationally, how it's supposed to be done internationally as well. I think there's a massive oversight and massive bug that can easily be abused, and pretty much where that Japanese account is, that person might be abusing. That person might have already found that bug, that oversight, and is abusing it to falsely ban everyone off the platform. And I don't know how the hell YouTube did not catch that immediately. YouTube said that it fixed it. No. And if they're saying it's correct, no, they didn't actually fix it. They say they fixed it, but they don't know what's actually causing it. Here's the thing. One of these days, we're gonna wake up to find every single user, both creators and viewers alike, banned off the YouTube platform, and YouTube's gonna have to scramble to fix it, and then by then, the damage is already done. I swear to God, if YouTube doesn't fix that shit, that is going to happen. YouTube, that is going to happen. If you don't fix this shit, we're gonna want everyone. Gonna wake up, including YouTube headquarters and Google headquarters, are gonna wake up one day and find that everyone, including Google's official accounts, are banned off of YouTube. I feel that's going to happen, and when that happens, the damage will already be done, and YouTube, it's pretty much would be done for by then.
Channel were in fact associated with that channel in some sort of way. I don't know what type of association they're referring to because they're not trying to give me any details, but a big theory was that their AdSense accounts are somehow linked. But I basically replied and said, so are you saying that those channels were lying when they stated that they weren't associated with the Japanese channel in any way? Because a lot of the YouTubers said, you know, they weren't associated with the channel. I just want to get clear on YouTube's stance here. Is YouTube saying that those people were being dishonest? And I said, yes, you are correct. I'm referring to the 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 situation because I saw a lot of other YouTubers stating that they were also banned for being associated with that channel. This is so tricky. We can't get into details of specific channels with people that aren't those channel owners. I am sorry and not trying to be cryptic. There's just not more we can reasonably share here. But yes, there is more to the story here, and it was a very unique situation. It was a handful of channels, not like hundreds and hundreds or anything super widespread. I would disagree with that. I mean, I agree with hundreds of hundreds, but I saw dozens of tweets of people saying that
YouTube denying the fact that this situation is actually more widespread than YouTube and Google would like to admit. And YouTube and Google is trying to hide this. I swear to God, YouTube and Google is trying to hide this to avoid incriminating themselves and getting themselves into a massive class action lawsuit.
They were associated with that channel and got falsely banned because of it. So it wasn't just a handful from what I saw.
Yeah,
but obviously, they're not budging on giving me some more details here, but they are saying, yeah, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 and other YouTubers were associated with that channel, and that is why they got banned. They looked into it and they reversed the ban. So again, we're having a conversation here. So I just am still kind of just hammering them on the problems that I've had with their response and them in general, right? So I said, okay, fair enough. I'm sure you guys haven't seen the video I uploaded earlier, but another few gripes that I had with the response is that, one, there wasn't any formal apology of any kind, which is true. They did not apologize for anything, even all the false bans. And two, it didn't seem like there was any mention of what you guys would do differently moving forward. I know that they claimed that the vast majority of bans that they've done recently were
Yeah.
legitimate, but what about the fake ones? They didn't even apologize for those. And so this
Exactly.
is where
YouTube just needs to change in general. Yeah.
I'm talking about, where it actually seems like a real person is talking to me. And again, you know, I could be wrong. It could be AI responses. This could be a bot. You guys can decide in the comment section below whether you guys think this is a real person or not. But just from the way that they were talking here, it actually seems like a real person. Now, this is the part that blew my mind. They said, haven't personally watched it yet. Please send. It's also kind of funny. Literally considered sending you the post before we published it to pick it apart ahead of time and have us adjust it. Haha. But that does make sense, and that's fair. Before we read the rest of this, can we just talk about something that's kind of crazy, man? I'm just, you know, a regular YouTuber.
That. Hold on. I haven't personally watched it yet. Please send. It's also kind of funny. Literally considering sending you a post we published to pick it apart and have us adjust it. So you want Deep Humor to be your unpaid PR agent? I'm sorry, my good sir. I know you meant good on this, but you're getting smacked upside the head for that. That is not cool whatsoever.
Who is not good at YouTube. I don't have any good editing. I don't really have any good takes. I just, yeah, you know, I just talk about things that I find interesting. And the fact that, you know, regardless of whether this is a bot or not, YouTube themselves were saying that they were considering sending their official statement to me early so I could pick it apart and give my thoughts on it. That is a pretty surreal feeling that YouTube themselves are saying that to me. But, you know, regardless, in terms of what we're doing differently, it was also a little early to commit publicly to everything, but we did add the improving email communications piece. These emails aren't the best, and the more specific policy descriptions and timestamps, which we've been piloting a bit. So basically, talking about the fact that their emails are very linear and robotic, but they say the same things. They said they're going to work on it, and also timestamps and policy descriptions. Instead of just saying, hey, you're banned for child safety policy, they're going to try to really provide a timestamp on every single violation and be like, yeah, this is where you went wrong. This is what you did wrong. This is a point that I've made my other videos too. When YouTube recently falsely striked me for child safety policy, all they said was, oh yeah, you violated our child safety policy. And then they didn't even tell me where or how or what I did. Pretty ridiculous, but they say that they've been working on it. And then they said, but in general, our systems really are working here in catching / removing bad content at massive scale. And we did confirm that these weren't false terminations at large. We know that message wouldn't land well regardless, because I know people just want to be reinstated. So yeah, again, pretty surreal for me that YouTube themselves is like, yeah, we were going to send you our statement early so you could look at it. But, you know, regardless, I basically replied here. I sent them a link of my most recent video and I said, here it is. I would like to point out that you, yes, you typing this to me right now, shout out to you for actually sounding authentic. And I mean it, right? Because regardless of whether this is a bot or not, at least they're attempting to make it seem like a real person is on the other side of the screen. You guys know how YouTube responses usually are. It's usually just the same soulless reply over and over and over again. And I understand that YouTube is like, listen, people keep asking us the same question, so there's not really a lot of ways that we can rewrite our answer. However, if you guys are trying to create the argument of, oh, we're humans, we always have real people type it out, right? Don't be surprised if people think that you guys are bots if you guys are saying the exact same thing over and over and over again. It should not be a surprise Pikachu face moment where you're like, I wonder why people think that our responses are automated. Oh, I don't know, because you're copy and pasting the exact same response over and over again. Obviously, people are going to think you guys are bots if you do that. I'm sure it's no secret to you that the biggest gripe with Team YouTube at the moment, and YouTube in general, is that there seems to be no soul on the other side of the screen. Because of the automated copy / paste responses, we're in a constant dilemma of whether or not we are speaking to a real person. I also hear your point on the message not landing well. The community just feels betrayed at the moment because it feels like years of requests falling on deaf ears. If you want to know what the YouTube community really thinks about YouTube, go on their official channel and go read the comments of any post that they make. For example, this one talking about AI ID age verification. I just realized this person just copy and pasted my description on one of my videos and posted it here. But regardless, you know, everybody is just talking about the fact that AI moderation is messed up, age verification. And like I said, go on any post on YouTube's official channel and you will just see people talking about the problems with the website. And so that's what I'm talking about when it seems like there's just been years and years of them not actually listening to anything we say. So anytime they're going to make any kind of statement right now, there's still a lot of vitriol towards YouTube. So of course it's not going to be received well, regardless of whatever YouTube says. And so I wrote a follow-up message and I said, the way you're speaking to me right now, I promise you, if you guys issued your statements in this vernacular, it would be received infinitely more positively. I also appreciate that you guys were considering running your statement by me. I think the YouTube community would appreciate if you guys could do some sort of interview with the creator like myself, where I can ask you questions like this so we can have a more direct line of communication. If the way that they type this message right over here, if they made their statements like this, I promise you it would be received better, because it sounds like an actual human being that's talking. Like I said multiple times throughout this video, it could still be a bot, it could still be AI and all that. You know, we don't know for sure, right? But I'm just saying that at least they seem to be putting more effort into this type of response instead of just saying, oh,
I think they're responding with this not only to clean themselves from bad PR, but also to avoid an incoming class action lawsuit, because they very well know they pretty much accidentally banned hundreds of channels. They falsely banned not only hundreds of channels, probably they banned accidentally falsely banned thousands upon thousands of channels.
You should have received an email outlining the results. Oh, we hear you, we understand what you're feeling, but so and so. And this is another response that they made to me, which seems extremely human-like, you know? So they basically said, I know, this gripe makes me so sad as someone who has worked here for years. We can directly apologize for this piece, at least with our own X handle and account.
Oh.
So this sounds like a real person talking to me, a YouTube employee that's
So again, someone going down the street blasting their fucking music. Can people not do that? Here's the thing. my stepdad used to do that a lot. And fucking everyone was annoyed with that, including me.
It's actually passionate and has been working there for years. Obviously, it could still be a bot, but you know, I'm trying to be optimistic here, glass half full. I assume this is a real person, but anyways, for what it's worth, we have never ever used AI generated responses on X, and we don't plan to. This is a very interesting business problem, is that we respond to so many of the same questions, complaints, and feedback. We send like 10,000 plus responses every week in several languages, and we aim to do that pretty fast and as consistently as possible. So obviously we have playbooks and example responses and things people pull from, and we tell everyone to write like a real person. But also we are a large team of people, so that means different things to different people. Everyone has different writing styles, which is why some consistency is needed. And with how much volume you deal with, there's only so many ways you can tell someone will look into it or your channel is staying terminated, etc. I don't know if that makes sense. Not an excuse. We want our support to be better. We want people to feel like they're getting genuine help and not talking to a robot or AI. So we clearly have work to do here. But that's just a little context for someone working on the team and handling a crazy high amount of social media volume. So like I said, you know, seems like a very human-like response, and they did make some good points there. But you know, as we already discussed earlier, you can't copy and paste the exact same response to people and expect them to think that you're a real person. But I understand where they're coming from. And this is the part that really got me excited here. I do love the idea of an interview or something more real with a creator, so may take you up on that. Also, I'm personally closing my laptop for the night for your information, but thank you for this conversation and all the feedback. You can DM me anytime if you think of more. And so, you know, I would love to do that interview. I just want to warn you beforehand. You guys know me, and whether you guys have been watching me for, you know, let's say today or years now, you guys know I'm not going to be pulling any punches. If they are going to agree to do an interview with me, we're going to talk about some pretty heavy topics: AI age verification, comment bots, false bans, AI slop on YouTube, comment bots that are promoting disgusting stuff. And, you know, it's going to be a heavy conversation. So as long as they're ready for that, I would love to do the interview. And I promise you guys, YouTube, if you know, if this very person who's talking to me is listening right now, I promise you guys, like how I told you in the messages, you guys would get infinitely more respect from your community if you did an interview with someone like me who's not going to pull any punches. Because a lot of times when people do interviews with, let's say, you know, the YouTube CEO and stuff like that, they ask them like the easiest questions, like, what's your plans to deal with this? And it's like, listen, there's some big problems on this platform right now. Let's talk about why you guys are messing up so much and what we can do to fix it. And I'm not going to be just a few messages. Like, you know, this person, if we were to granted say this is a human, they actually seem genuinely upset that a lot of people think that they're bots and that they don't sound authentic. And it sounds like I'm talking to someone who really cares about the platform. I mean, remember, even though YouTube has a lot of AI and automated moderation and stuff like that, there are real people that work there that care about the platform. So it seems like we have something in common, me and this person over here.
Which shout out to that YouTube employee. actually does care about the platform and cares about actually like doing good for the platform as well. And if you want to join our stream avatar, you just click !join.
𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 clutched his girlfriend's hand, trying desperately to pull her toward him as they dangled nearly 700 meters above a frozen abyss. Bound by a single rope, their only hope was that Jean could hold them both, yet his glove suddenly slipped. What happened next was truly horrifying, and is only one of 6 real-life tragedies we're covering today, where a love story turned fatal in a matter of seconds. June 1st, 2024, when the bright sun lit the Aosta Valley of northwestern Italy. The trails around Mount 𝙂𝙤𝙤𝙬, a beloved peak above the resort town of 𝘠𝙬𝙗, were dotted with hikers and climbers chasing clear skies after a week of storms. Among them were 28-year-old 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 and his 27-year-old girlfriend, 𝙂𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙀𝙚. A professional speed skier, 𝙂𝙚 was one of Italy's most promising talents, ranked 15th at the 2021 World Cup Finals and 22nd at the 2022 World Championships. He was known for his precision, endurance, and fearless control on ice. 𝙂𝙚, meanwhile, was every bit as passionate about the outdoors. A ski instructor and elementary school teacher, she divided her time between the classroom and the slopes, where she often taught local children to ski and climb. Calm, disciplined, and athletic, she matched 𝙂𝙚's adventurous spirit in every way, and together they were ready to conquer yet another summit side by side.
Aww.
That morning, the couple planned a technical climbing ascent. So arriving before most others, 𝙂𝙚 and 𝙂𝙚 strapped on their helmets, roped themselves together, and began their climb with the rest of their gear neatly packed in their rucksacks. The route they chose was one they knew well, steep in places, but well within their ability. Yet, as they neared the summit ridge, less than an hour from the top, the snow began to harden into slick ice. So around midday, the pair stopped briefly to adjust their rope. Despite the strong wind, visibility was perfect, and fellow hikers later recalled seeing 2 small silhouettes moving slowly along the upper ridge. Yet only seconds later, both shapes vanished from view. By late afternoon, when 𝙂𝙚 and 𝙂𝙚 hadn't returned home, their families grew worried and contacted authorities. Alpine rescue teams, firefighters, and police launched a large-scale search using 3 helicopters and mobile phone signal tracking. As daylight faded, one of the aircraft suddenly spotted a patch of bright fabric half buried in snow at the base of the ridge. And when rescuers reached the site, they found the lifeless bodies of 𝙂𝙚 and 𝙂𝙚. It turned out the couple had lost their footing and plummeted nearly 700 meters down 𝙂𝙗𝙣's northern face, never reaching the summit, yet still tied together by that same rope. The next couple shared a passion for winter peaks as well, but, unfortunately, destiny had an equally heartbreaking end in store for them. On February 17th, 2025, 57-year-old Terence Olaf Ŝirshaw and his 52-year-old wife, Susan Renee Ŝirshaw, set out for what was supposed to be a peaceful day of backcountry skiing in the Oregon Cascades. That morning, the weather was nearly perfect, so dozens of other skiers were already out enjoying the fresh powder. Yet, wanting a bit more solitude for their trip, the couple chose a remote zone known as Happy Valley, tucked between the Broken Top Wilderness and the watershed east of town. It was a favorite backcountry spot for locals, but that day it seemed completely untouched, and, as it would later turn out, not without reason. By late afternoon, the couple was already descending a south-facing slope at around 2,040 meters.
Oh no.
Together, they weaved between the tree lines, moving smoothly and confidently in their familiar rhythm. But suddenly the sound every skier dreads cracked through the silence. A deep, splitting boom as the snowpack fractured beneath their skis. Within seconds, a slab of snow sheared away, taking with it an entire section of the slope. The avalanche tore down the mountainside, sweeping up trees and ice before coming to rest more than 100 meters below, with the Ŝirshaws buried deep beneath it. When darkness fell and they hadn't returned, close friends grew worried. Knowing their route, they set out on snowmobiles to search the valley. Around midnight, their headlights caught sight of broken ski gear and disturbed snow. Digging frantically, they finally uncovered the couple, but tragically neither showed any signs of life, having died from blunt trauma and suffocation. The most devastating part of this
Shit.
tragedy was that it could have been avoided, because that very same day, the Central Oregon Avalanche Center had issued a considerable risk alert. A clear warning the couple either didn't notice or chose to ignore. The bulletin explained that recent storms had created fragile layers of snow that could give way under the slightest pressure, which is exactly what happened the moment the pair set foot on that slope, and never came back. Meanwhile, the next couple, also passionate about wild nature, encountered something even more terrifying, one of the most dangerous predators on Earth. On October 6, 2003, a small bush pilot flying over 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 National Park, Alaska, arrived to pick up a couple, 46-year-old Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend, 37.
Yay, thank you for following. How are you? Welcome. I'm surprised it took that long for it to.
Seven-year-old 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚, who was supposed to have finished their several-week expedition days earlier. But as the plane circled over their campsite, the pilot froze. The tent below was shredded and collapsed, with all the gear scattered across the mud. Yet there was no sign of the couple. When he landed nearby to investigate, he discovered an even more terrifying scene. The torn bodies of Timothy and Amy lying right next to the destroyed tent, and a single camera which, as it turned out, had recorded the final moments of their horrific end. And unfortunately for those
Turn new followers for sound alerts, so sound alerts would get it first before Streamlabs will just alert the same alert like pretty much like a few minutes to about 15 minutes later.
who knew the couple, such a tragic outcome had long been a matter of time. Because Timothy was equal parts passionate and reckless, a self-proclaimed environmentalist. He had founded a nonprofit called Grizzly People, dedicating his life to protecting the bears of 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. For 13 summers, he camped among them, often without weapons, fences, or deterrents, filming them up close and firmly believing that the wild beasts were his friends.
Nope.
And although Amy was part of almost every such expedition,
Oh, that's just very sorry. That startled me.
and admired his dedication, deep down she feared Timothy's obsession. In letters to friends, she wrote of her anxiety, admitting that the constant proximity to massive bears made her uneasy. That final season, she had wanted to go home, but Timothy persuaded her to stay one more week to watch over the bears before winter arrived. And as it turned out, that was a fatal choice. By early October, the bears' food supply was running out, and many had already migrated inland. Meanwhile, those that remained were hungry and aggressive, competing for the last scraps of salmon. On the night of October 5th, one such bear, an old male weighing nearly 450 kilograms, wandered into their camp. As later revealed by that same unreleased recording, Timothy was near the tent's entrance when the animal suddenly attacked him. Amy, who was inside the tent, desperately tried to fight it off, striking it with a frying pan. But sadly, the struggles were hopeless. And after the predator killed Timothy, it attacked Amy as well, tearing her apart and leaving not a single chance of survival. Meanwhile, the next case proves that danger doesn't always lurk in the wild. Sometimes
You don't mess with wildlife at all. And that's exactly the reason why. The exact reason why you don't mess with wildlife. You don't mess with wild animals. Wild animals are not your friend whatsoever. They're not your pet. I don't want people thinking that the wild animals are your friend or pets. They're fucking not. And people are dying over it. So I don't know why that's not getting through their heads.
it's hiding in the pursuit of the perfect shot. 30-year-old Mina.
I get the protect the wildlife movement, and I am all for it. At the same time, you gotta actually respect the wildlife. Don't just protect it, respect it. If you don't respect it, it ain't gonna fucking respect you. Never respect you.
𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 𝘼𝙗 and 29-year-old Vishnu Viswanuth were not just another young married couple. They were travel bloggers whose lives seemed like a continuous postcard. Originally from India and living in California, The two had built a small online community under the name Holidays and Happily Ever Afters. Their Instagram feed, filled with glowing sunsets, wide smiles, and daring poses at the edge of cliffs, had drawn nearly 20,000 followers, all fascinated by their colorful journey across the United States and beyond. Their travels took them everywhere, from the Grand Canyon and New York to Paris, Niagara Falls, and Big Sur. But it was 𝙂𝙗𝙣's bright pink hair that became their trademark, instantly recognizable in every photograph, waving against the backdrop of dramatic landscapes. On the evening of October 24th, 2018, the couple headed to Taft Point, one of Yosemite National Park's most scenic but perilous overlooks. The spot was famous for its sweeping sunset views and had become a favorite among photographers and influencers chasing breathtaking shots. That evening, 𝙂𝙗𝙣 and Vishnu set up their tripod case to the cliff's edge. Witnesses later recalled seeing 𝙂𝙗𝙖, her pink hair unmistakable, standing close to the precipice, balancing for a photo. Some even admitted feeling uneasy as she leaned forward, yet the couple seemed calm, focused on capturing the perfect shot. Still, at some point during sunset, the unthinkable happened. While posing together, one of them suddenly slipped, pulling the other down. In an instant, both plunged nearly 240 meters into the rocky valley below and died on impact. Meanwhile, their tripod remained right where they left it, never capturing the photo they hoped for. The next case takes us from California to Florida, where another devastating hurricane had already passed. Yet for one couple, its aftermath would prove far more deadly than the storm itself. It was October 10th, 2018, when Hurricane Michael, one of the most powerful Category 5 storms in U.S. history, tore through the Florida Panhandle. Winds exceeding 250 kilometers per hour leveled entire neighborhoods, uprooted trees, and shredded power lines across the region. Schools, homes, and public buildings were left in ruins, and among them was Liberty County High School in the small town of Bristol. Once the pride of the community, the baseball field now stood silent and broken, with a destroyed scoreboard and bleachers twisted like paper. Months passed, recovery was slow, delayed by lack of funding and endless insurance claims. But by March 2019, the town finally began to rebuild, with volunteers taking on much of the repair work themselves. So on March 10th, dozens of residents gathered at the high school to restore what the storm had taken. Among them were 39-year-old Corey Crum, the school's head varsity baseball coach, and his 41-year-old wife, Shauna, both beloved figures in the community. Corey had spent years mentoring local kids on that very field, while Shauna worked for the school district and often volunteered alongside him. That day, they were joined by their teenage son, Chase, helping to reinstall the new electronic scoreboard that had arrived only days earlier. Corey operated a boom lift, carefully maneuvering the massive scoreboard into place while his family watched from below. But as he raised the panel higher, no one noticed the power line running directly above the field. Then, suddenly, the lift made contact with a live wire. In an instant, a surge of electricity shot through the metal frame. Corey collapsed immediately, electrocuted on the spot. Shauna screamed and ran to him, desperate to help. But the moment she touched her husband, she too was struck by the current, and both fell to the ground, motionless. Witnesses shouted for help as others pulled their son, Chase, away from the lift. He had tried to reach his parents but was also shocked, suffering burns before bystanders managed to drag him to safety. Although 14-year-old Chase survived, saving his parents was, unfortunately, too late. Both Corey and Shauna Crum were pronounced dead at the scene. It's tragic that after this incident, an ordinary school will forever be associated with such a heartbreaking event. The couple in our final case, however, found danger waiting right at the doorstep of their own home. On the morning of December 21st, 2016, a utility worker arrived at a quiet home on the outskirts of Superior, Wisconsin, to read the gas meter. He finished his work quickly, but as he prepared to leave, something strange caught his eye on the front deck. At first, it looked like a pile of clothes dusted with snow, but as he stepped closer, he froze. It wasn't clothing at all. It was two human bodies, lying just a few meters from the front door.
What
The man
happened?
immediately called 911. Police and paramedics arrived within minutes, only to confirm what he already feared. The victims were 82-year-old Richard Ellison and 78-year-old Shirley Johnson, the elderly couple who lived in the house. Both had frozen to death on their own doorstep. But how could something like this even happen? It turned out that just 3 days earlier, on December 18th, Richard and Shirley had spent their afternoon at Les Beard's Bar, a local tavern they visited almost daily. They'd had a few drinks, chatted with friends, and played video poker, a routine that had become part of their quiet, retired life. Around 8 p.m., they left the bar and drove home through the freezing dark. It was the last time anyone saw them alive. Police believe that after parking their Ford Explorer in the detached garage, the couple somehow locked themselves out of the house. It was already bitterly cold, 22 degrees Celsius, and the wind chill made it feel even worse. Keys were later found beneath and beside Richard's body, along with evidence they tried to break a window with a plastic shovel. An unlocked side door stood only a few meters away, but in their panic and confusion, they never found it. Moreover, a working cell phone was discovered in Richard's pocket, yet no calls were ever made, neither to emergency services nor to their son, Todd. And in the end, the elderly couple died alone, just a few steps from safety, becoming victims of accidental hypothermia in the brutal Wisconsin cold. From romantic movies and novels, we're used to hearing about the perfect ending. Two people growing old together, passing peacefully side by side in their sleep. But sadly, the couples in today's stories never got that chance. Instead, they became victims of truly disturbing, heartbreaking accidents that remind us how quickly love can turn into tragedy.
Yeah. Job interviews are cooked. Oh boy.
I can't tell you how many interviews start the same way. I'll say, "How are you?" And the candidate will say, "I'm good, thanks. How are you?" Polite, safe, forgettable. What do you even do? Why does this keep happening? In a masterclass, someone said something that really stuck with me. Every hiring manager is asking two things: can I trust you, and can I rely on you? And that's what we're listening for, and it starts in the first few seconds. So my advice when someone asks, "How are you?" answer it, but use that moment to show energy, curiosity, and intent. Try something like, "I'm great, thanks. I've been looking forward to learning more about your team." Doing well, excited to finally connect. Good, I'm curious, what's been keeping the team busy lately? You go from polite to engaged, from small talk to connection, and that.
Yeah, this is how you lose your business.
Where trust begins. You could say any of these sentences after you say, "I'm good, thanks, how are you?" So we know that the recruitment process is absolutely out of control, but what about the interview process? Has anyone seen the sorts of questions that they're asking these days? People just want to work.
Oh
For example,
boy.
I found this to be one of the best interview questions. Do you make your bed in the morning? How about yesterday? Because only a lazy person does not make their bed. It's a sign of laziness, a sign of accepting mediocrity. There's a reason why the military mandates it, because it's often the same person who does not make their bed that has a car that looks like a pig pen, has a messy desk, is not a daily showerer, thinks wearing pajama pants in public is acceptable, and they believe showing up a few minutes late is still on time. Sometimes people just forget to make their bed, or maybe there's someone else in the bed that gets up after them and they do it. You didn't even give any time to answer. You just, "How about yesterday?" and then you jump into this. Most people are just trying to get a job. I was talking to my friend Mark
Jesus
this morning at
Christ.
5 a.m. and we talked about this. You hire character, you don't teach it. Get rid of those with drama and do it fast. You can't make a donkey a thoroughbred. Never forget it. Hire champions, fire chumps. Go out and win today. It's a picture to remind you all
What
this
the
is not
fuck?
acceptable. All of that from just asking someone if they made their bed. This person watched someone bomb an interview, not because they weren't good, but because they couldn't answer the question, "So what?"
I can't get through this video. What the fuck?
I don't know. It was weird. Like, so. Fuck! Let me call y'all right now. Oh, fuck.
What was that?
Fuck. I'm gonna take somebody. You okay?
You know, I just gotta say, it's really sad. We live in a day and age where everybody, and I mean so many people, want to be content creators, right? Not everybody, literally, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm being hyperbolic. But so many people want to be content creators. They want to live stream on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, and Instagram. They want to be influencers, and I get it. But at the same time, if you want to get into this line of work, I swear to God, please don't try this when you're literally driving your kids from or to school or from a location on the road in your car while driving a 5,000-pound motor vehicle. Like, genuinely. And you know, I live in Atlanta, so
Ours, let's say, converted to basically approximately 3-ton vehicle.
I really have a gripe with people who drive, because most of these people in the city, they can't drive for shit. I'm gonna be honest. Literally, Chris, sound the alarm, put the alarm effect, SFX. These people cannot drive whatsoever. Now, to fill you in, guys, I saw this post going viral lately of this TikToker by the name of 𝙂𝙗𝙗, who allegedly struck down a pedestrian who was crossing the road by the name of Darren Lucas, 59, as you can see his image on the bottom right hand corner of the video. This man was doing nothing wrong, just an innocent civilian who was the collateral damage of a woman who can't pay attention on the road because she's too busy, I suppose, streaming on TikTok, like multicam collaborating on TikTok with other individuals. Like, why are you doing that? And now because she wants to be a content creator who can't keep her eyes on the road. By the way, this is her TikTok page right here, 𝙂𝙗𝙗. She has 23,000 followers. Her account is now private, right? And here you can see is her profile picture. This is what she looks like. I know in the video it was a bit dark, so we couldn't really get a good view, but here's a better view of the lady. I believe she was in the car with 1 or 2 or 3 kids. There was definitely a kid in the car. And shout out to the New York Post. This innocent older gentleman, 59, Darren Lucas, is dead because this wannabe content creator couldn't do the right thing, pull over, or wait till you get home to finally chat with your gals on TikTok. And oh, get this, according to this headline from the New York Post, they say TikToker who allegedly killed pedestrian while live streaming asks for mental leave donations. Oh,
what
brother,
the
she's
fuck?
going to jail, by the way. Literally, she's going to jail.
She's going to jail.
She's going to prison. You literally killed a man. Negligent homicide, they may classify it as. It wasn't intentional. So she's gonna get probably stuck with a 2nd-degree murder charge because this is your fault, 100%. And her kids are probably gonna get taken away. And she literally ruined her life because she wants to be a content creator who can't pay attention to the road.
So you just fucked your life up and you're about to go to jail because you don't know how to put your phone down. A woman by the name of 𝙂𝙗𝙗, she's known for hosting live on this app.
Yeah.
She was in the car driving with her kids in the back seat, and she was hosting a live stream. A pedestrian crossed the street, and she hit that man. Apparently, that man is now dead. That was so irresponsible on so many levels. Not only did you decide to put your life at risk, you put your kid's life at risk in the back seat, and then ultimately took the life of somebody else.
Honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, there's no way in hell in this day and age on TikTok you can be getting paid enough to even risk any of this. Like, genuinely, throw the book at her. When she goes in court, just throw the entire book at her. Use her as an example. Whatever judge is on this case, use this as an example. Now, I'm not entirely sure because there may be reasonable doubt here, right? The light may have been green and this guy may have been crossing. So we don't know exactly the specific details as to how he got struck specifically. But if that light was red and that man went ahead, had the right of way to cross the street, and she was live streaming on TikTok with her girlfriends, chatting away, gossiping, and all of that was caught in 4K, bro, I fail to see how any attorney or lawyer could even defend this client. Like, she's fucked.
Just to host a live. Like, what could possess you to host a live while you're driving?
Exactly.
It can't be that serious. Either end the live and tell your viewers that you're gonna get back on when you get to your destination, or don't start it if you know you're about to get into a car. You just took that person away from the family that they have out there, and now it's possible that now your kids are gonna have to do without you, simply because you couldn't just wait 20 or 30 minutes until you got to your destination.
Well, hopefully the kids at least have a dad in their life, an uncle, a grandma, someone to now, you know, take the brunt of raising them, because the mom is like, she's literally going to jail. I see no way out for her, like, genuinely speaking. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a law expert. I'm not a judge. I'm not an attorney or lawyer, a paralegal, none of that. I don't have the credentials in any of that. So for those of you who do and watch my content, you can feel free to comment down below on how you believe she may get out of this one. I don't see it. Like, I really don't. But the thing is, she's just a TikToker. She's not a famous celebrity or actor or athlete with access to millions of dollars.
Sorry about that. So again, so my laundry is probably already done, and I'm just gonna check on it real quick. Also, yes, I do have the lizard meme as my alarm for my laundry. Yeah, alright, lol. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's, get rid of that default ringtone and load up some dope ass memes as your ringtone. Like load a bunch of dope ass memes as your ringtones. I did for my phone. Because I remember back in the day, ringtones, like custom ringtones were all the rage. I do not like the default ringtones, and I got so many like meme ringtones. Like whenever I trade phone numbers, I ask them, "Hey, I have a bunch of meme ringtones on my phone. Feel free to choose whichever one you want." I feel like letting someone choose their ringtone on your phone would be the ultimate way to flirt. Come on. Come on, it is an honor and the ultimate way to flirt. It's like, I get to choose my ringtone that's on your phone? Let's fucking go! But yeah, I'm gonna check on my laundry real quick, kid. Yeah. I'm gonna check on my laundry real quick and just enjoy the video for a minute. Alright? Matane!
And the best lawyers in the world. So she genuinely might be effed. They say a TikToker who allegedly mowed down a 59-year-old pedestrian while broadcasting live on the platform in suburban Chicago is asking for donations, settling social media users ablaze with outrage. Content creator 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧𝙖, real name 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙀𝙧𝙀, was addressing viewers on the app while driving in Zion, about 65 miles north of the Windy City, on November 3rd, when a sudden, sickening thud is heard, prompting her to scream and say, "F-U-C-K, F-U-C-K, F-U-C-K. I just hit somebody." A child apparently riding in the vehicle with the 43-year-old can be heard repeatedly asking, and I quote, "What was that?" before the scream abruptly ended. Darren Lucas, 59, was struck in a crosswalk on November 3rd by a woman driving a 2015 Ford Edge, who police said called 911 and remained at the scene to speak with investigators. And also, I saw a comment relating to this part of the situation. And this is how I know society standards are at an all-time low. On the TikTok video, in the comment section, someone by the name of Jacqueline Nicole Harris said, "I agree there are no excuses or enough apologies that could bring Darren Lucas back, RIP. But I also know that a lot of people wouldn't stop their car if they hit someone, especially in Lake County, Illinois. Also, almost all the cases I hear are hit and run. She didn't run. That's not in her character. I hope justice is served, but I also hope that justice is tempered with mercy." And I just gotta say, bro, I understand her intent and what she's trying to say, because she's now saying a lot of people would have just not stopped. They would have just kept going. But I gotta say, is whatever that area is, Lake County, Illinois, are the societal norms and standards so fucking low to the point to where what 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧 did, being on TikTok, not paying attention to the road and killing an innocent man, running him over, but because she stayed on the scene, that makes her somehow commendable, that makes her worthy of praise? Like, are our standards so low to the point to where because she didn't run, because she didn't turn it into a hit and run with her kid in the back, thus possibly getting more charges added to the crime had she ran, that is now something we're praising? And now we want her to get grace when she literally should not have even been on the road live streaming? I don't even like people who text and drive, bro. I've literally almost gotten hit multiple times in the city. People not, they're just yapping, they're talking, they're distracted. Literally, bro, I hate those people. And you want me to have grace for someone like this, who's doing something even worse, on par with probably drunk driving? But luckily, somebody responded to that by saying, "I hope it isn't. She doesn't deserve it, and you people defending her are weird. You don't get to effing kill someone because you're irresponsible and stupid with kids in the car and get credit for not running."
I'm back. I need to exercise more and catch up the cardio. That's my cardio. Wait, by the way, I am actually I'm working my way up from being underweight, and I'm in a decent healthy range now. Hopefully I can maintain it. But if shit hits the fan, and I may be back to being underweight again. So my metabolism is fast as fuck. Not too fast, but it's fast as fuck.
you don't get a prize for doing what you're supposed to do. And I wholeheartedly agree. Like, it's so sad that societal norms and standards are so low, like in the gutter, in the pits of hell, to the point to where because somebody doesn't hit and run, that now we're praising them. Oh wow, they killed someone negligently, but because they didn't turn it into a hit and run, now they deserve grace and praise. Like, I don't know, maybe my take on that is off. You
I don't know how you managed to get it. Yeah. Right now, I gotta check my weight again, so make sure not like too low. Yeah.
guys, feel free to air your comments down below, but I'm just saying, nah.
Here's the thing. Bad drivers piss me the fuck off. If something generally happens to your car, like if a tire pops, I'm gonna give you grace for that. But I've witnessed drivers weave through traffic, have their high beam on in the middle of the goddamn day, keeping their high beam on despite them passing by oncoming traffic, which, hey, guess what? Usually you flash twice to tell them to turn off their high beam. That doesn't work anymore. You have to fucking honk at them and they still keep their high beam on. No, I need to install like a new high beam for my car. Like the high beam on my car is already good. I need to install a secondary high beam that'll fucking flashbang the oncoming driver who is not turning off the goddamn high beam.
I can't. But further, a little more details about the victim, Lucas, who was 59.
And so, also, there's been several times where I almost been sideswiped. I honk at the car and they honk at me like, bitch, you almost fucking sideswiped me. Fuck you. The fuck you mean? You fucking what? I fucking, you're the one who fucking sideswiped me. And guess what? There was one time where my car was like pretty much parked at a stop sign, and there's like pretty much, I was looking left, right, left, and when I was about to go, I guess there's someone behind me that wasn't paying attention and fucking slammed right into my rear bumper. And then they immediately ran away. I gave an anonymous tip by the cops. I called my police department saying, hey, I am a victim of hit and run. The back of my car is all fucked up now. And the person ran away. So yeah, they found the person with a fucked up front, and it was a black luxury sedan. And it looked like it was a pretty much a Lexus as well. So yeah, there was that.
Who worked at a grocery store across the street. Wow, so he was coming home from, or going home from work, maybe. Or maybe he was on his break. You never know. He was rushed to Vista East Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead of blunt force injury. So he likely got hit 75 miles an hour or 65 or something. Maybe that's a little too fast. Somewhere between 40 and 60, I'm willing to bet. And yeah.
No, it was more close to 60, 70. Because people are speeding like that nowadays. You think a highway going 8, whenever I have to go to the passing lane, I'm going damn near 80 miles an hour, maybe a little bit above just to pass people. And there are people trying to pass me going damn near 100 fucking 20 miles an hour down the highway. Fucking hell. And guess what? Don't get me started on the main back roads, the main street roads. Not like the main street, but like the main back roads where all the businesses are at, and that much. While still like wide, the street is wide enough to be considered like a highway, not like highway, but it's considered like highway speed. People are comfortable to go highway speed, and I've seen people going highway speed down the back roads, as well. So yeah, we got a bad driver problem. And we need to fix it ASAP. Guys, guess what? I've had my driver's license since I was 19 years old. And and I'm 25. I'm scared to drive every day. Cause I don't know if someone's gonna be a fucking dickhead and then slam into me, causing me to crash and causing me to fucking die. I literally fear driving. Every day. I fucking pray. Please let me live that. It's even if the trip is like a few minutes. I have to pray that I survive. And people aren't fucking being goddamn stupid going fucking highway speed down the back roads. I've seen that happen. It got so bad to the point that there were patrol cruisers in the back roads, and I think it was one time. This was when I was like in my younger years of driving. One time I saw pretty much there were 3 consecutive cruisers who pulled over 3 different drivers for speeding down back roads. So yeah, it is an issue and a half.
Yeah, he was done. He was instantly killed. Like, his got hit, body started flailing, probably got pushed so far, his head hit the concrete. It was over, man. He was probably knocked out, never woke up. They say drugs and alcohol were not suspected factors in the fatal crash. Zion Police Lieutenant Paul Curley told Lake and McHenry County Scanner. He later told The Guardian that, and I quote, "No charges have been approved at this time." Cops believe that Nisha's video is relevant to the investigation in Lucas's death, but Curley declined to comment to the outlet about how it was brought to the department's attention. I mean, it pretty much went viral. They're talking about the live stream. Like, caught in 4K, it's over. It's GG's. For those of you, that means good game. Like, it's gamer lingo, meaning game over, essentially.
Game
Lucas's
over.
son-in-law, Chris King, told The Guardian that he was, and I quote, "a great friend and the nicest guy I've known," adding that he played a great role in us finding humor when the humor is needed. But as the man's devastated family tries to pick up the pieces, Nisha reemerged on social media to heartlessly solicit donations. And I've not seen that video yet. If I find it, I'll play it here. But they say, and I quote, she said, "My Cash App up there if y'all want to support while I'm on mental leave." This is
Nah. Mental leave? I bet she cannot afford an attorney. She's asking for lawyer money to find us up. It's on video. You ain't getting off lightly. Well, maybe a public attorney may if the public attorney tries to fight and saying she was mentally ill. Attorneys will also try to go for it, or not guilty by reason of insanity, or pretty much down to negligence. Maybe she's definitely gonna get negligence at some point. Pretty much rightfully, she's gonna get negligent homicide, negligent vehicular homicide, which is worse than regular, and then probably second-degree murder on top, second-degree or involuntary vehicular manslaughter on top of it.
it's crazy.
Y'all already know me, right? So y'all know if my mind isn't in full capacity, it's hard for me to host lives. I won't really be here long. I won't be on live until my mind is at full capacity. So just allow me that, y'all, because I want y'all to have want y'all to be able to have the part of me, you know what I'm saying, where, I'm not distracted or anything like that.
Honestly, she's asking for pity now, bro. She's asking people to have pity and feel sorry for her. I'm not hearing it. I don't want to hear this shit because it's just like embarrassing. Who cares about your mental health at this point? And then guess what she proceeds to do, bro? Guess what she proceeds to do? Check this out.
Y'all, my Cash App up there if y'all want to support while I'm on mental leave. I don't like asking y'all for shit. But if y'all find it in y'all heart, and y'all wanna support. My Cash App is right there.
Absolutely disgusting. And you
Nah,
guys wonder
fuck
why
that.
the energy in my voice is off sometimes. Like, you don't understand me doing this job and having to talk about these stories.
Oh,
It
fuck.
really, it makes me
That
so
crack.
cynical. It really does make me see the worst in humanity all the time. And you know, individuals like this. And by the way,
Yeah.
my last video with the whole McDonald's situation, when I say individuals, it's not race related, it's not gender related, it's not fucking like, I don't know why people want to act like I'm speaking in code or I'm making a dog whistle. Like, stop that. I'm talking about individuals like this, low IQ, no empathy or regard for other human beings. That is not race related. That is just a trait some individuals have that is due to their mentality and their upbringing. That is why I disabled the comment section on that last video, because a lot of idiots were making this about race. Like, genuinely, stop that. I will continue to disable comment sections if people can't behave. Bro, it's just, don't blame me for what happens in the comment section if I'm not the one commenting. Like, I can't police what people say all the time, so I'm just
Yeah, I understand that, but also, fucking hell. Here's the thing. One, as much as I hate my parents for doing everything they did to me, they at least made sure that I was a good driver. Look, I hate my parents for doing a lot of things to me. A lot. But there are pretty much only two things I can legitimately give them credit for. Is one, teach me how to cook, and two, teach me how to drive. And they're damn good at it. I am damn good at driving and damn good at cooking. But still, what the just Jesus fucking Christ. Here's the thing, a story about how I got my driver's license. Pretty much I was thrown into the deep end for driving. It was on my second week of driving. Not week. The first month of me quote unquote driving, it's more like doing circles in the back roads, doing figure eights in an abandoned parking lot, teaching me how to parallel park, how to actually park, and what was it again? Oh yeah, I completely forgot to do. Make sure get the timer on. Yeah. But yeah. Holy fucking shit. Pretty much they're pretty much aggressive about the parking part of it. And also making sure that I am aware of my surroundings at every time, which is they were very aggressive about that too. Thankfully I caught on real quick, and you impressed them consistently, even though that's all they care about, just me impressing them. And anywho, but yeah, basically I took my driver's my driving exam during the cough era, and there's two parts for me. From where I used to live, there's two parts of the exam: the parking part and the road part of the exam. I did the parking part of it and passed out with flying colors. However, when I told the instructor I'm ready to do no, it was it was pretty much what was it? Oh yeah, so when he graded me on the examiner and graded me on the parking part of it, he said pass with flying colors. And then the next words he spoke, I didn't expect, which was, congratulations, you've earned your driver's license. Here's the thing, I just did the parking part of the exam. I was supposed to do the road part of the exam. And it turns out, because of the cough era, they were not allowing the driving examiners to get in the car with the examinee, and they're just passing out as long as you did the parking part of the exam perfectly. They were passing out driver's licenses like they were candy, like they were passing out candy to kids on Halloween. So yeah. Now think about it. I got my driver's license somewhere in July or in August. No, I got my permit. I got my permit. Once again, trying. No, I got my permit in the winter during winter of 2019. Yeah, I got my car in 2019. When did I get my permit? No, I got my permit in July of 2019. I got my permit in like somewhere in July. It was because I was 19 July at the time. In July? Not July. I don't know exactly. I know it's somewhere in 2019 because I knew it was in 2018. I did in 2020. Yeah, I got my driver's license right before my 20th birthday, so I was 19 at the time. Holy shit, I only drove for a few months, so they were aggressive about me doing the parking and the driving part. They're like every day, they were very aggressive. My parents were very aggressive about it. And pretty much, I was pretty much proficient at parking and driving within a few months. And they took me into to do my driving exam. Here's the thing: when everyone said I was thrown into the deep end, I was thrown into the deep end. I wasn't doing just the back roads. I was doing the main road. I was driving on the main roads, and they threw me into the highway, like a week after I got my permit. They threw me into the highway, which that is fucking irresponsible and a half. I guess to get your driving experience, but maybe not a week after I got my permit. Holy shit. But yeah, pretty much I got my permit and like it was after graduation and pretty much a month or two after my job, I got my first job. And then I got my driver's license before my 20th birthday. So I was only driving for like like a few months before I got my driver's license and passed with flying colors. Holy shit. Usually like it take about a year or two to be like truly proficient in driving. I only did it in a few months. The power of being Asian. Was it few? Yeah, probably like a month or two. I did like pretty much in 3. Was it? Between my driver's permit and driver's license was 3 fucking months. Given the requirement was at least an hour's worth of driving experience, like a few hours worth total. But holy shit, I did in just with 3 months of driving experience, I got my driver's license. Wow. At least, yeah, because I was very confused. Because I was 19 when I got my permit, and when I was 19 when I got my driver's license. So it was like, and it was, because I knew it was after graduation, and a few months when I went into my first job, where I got my permit. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Holy shit. The examiner needs to be questioned. The examiner needs to be formally questioned. What the fuck? Here we go. There we go. You at the very bottom. How did I even end up here? I don't know.
So everyone keeps saying that.
But welcome. Welcome.
Gen Z's are all lazy now and nobody wants to work anymore. But here's the truth that nobody is saying out loud. It's not as though we don't want to work anymore. Okay, we have no issues with working. We're just tired of working for someone else's dreams. We're tired of working for, someone else's schedule. And I think most of all, we're tired of working for a wage that barely covers your bills.
Yeah.
I'm 43 and I've spent decades doing it the right way, the way that our parents told us to. Get a job, save your money, get married, get a house. Okay, that was the golden rule. That's what you had to do. Well, it turns out that was actually a load of bollocks, and more people every single day are waking up to that. So in this video, I'm going to show you where the 40-hour work week actually came from, why it's collapsing right now, what the new work model looks like, and how I'm doing this at 40 smoke, and then you're left. It was all about efficiency, predictability, and control. Sound familiar? Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into this because I don't want to bore the shit out of you all. But essentially, that system spread to every other sector out there. But the problem is, most of us aren't doing that anymore. Most of us aren't pulling levers. We're not tightening bolts. We're not having a fag break every 5 minutes. That system worked for that, but it doesn't work for the majority of jobs nowadays. And it's only now that society is finally realizing this. Right, okay, so part 2, why the 40-hour model is breaking right now. So why now? Why not 10, 20 years ago? Why are people walking away from work right now? Well, it actually comes down to a bunch of different things and not one single thing. Firstly, remote work. Remote work exposed the lie. 2020 forced everyone to work from home. And guess what? The world didn't fall apart. Everything kept going. People got their work done, often faster. They didn't have to do the commute anymore, and they didn't have to sit in an office cubicle next to Dave, who they can't stand. And a lot of people, not everyone, but probably the vast majority of people thought, do you know what? I quite like this. So we all realized that most of those 40 hours spent in an office or wherever you're working was essentially just theatre. Okay, so number 2, productivity has nothing to do with time spent. You can spend 8 hours in an office and achieve absolutely nothing. Or you can focus hard for 3 hours and literally move mountains. But the old system doesn't seem to give a damn about results. They just give a damn about attendance and control. So number 3, wages have not kept up. Who here can honestly say that they've had a real decent pay rise in the last 5 to 10 years? Something that's life-changing, that's sort of 30, 40% pay rise that's going to make the world of difference to your life. Okay, I can pretty much guarantee none of you have. Wages have barely gone up in the last sort of 10, 20 years. Okay, they've probably longer than that. They just have not gone up at all, or they have, it's by a tiny amount. Put that next to the cost of living crisis, and everyone is pissed off. And I'm not surprised, because every single month we seem to be getting squeezed more and more and more. More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's miserable. No one wants to live like that. What's the
even boomers are living paycheck to paycheck. Which is shock. Here's the thing. One of my old jobs that I really want to go back to is being an in-hospice caregiver, which I love being in the hospice caregiver a lot. Mostly because one, I got to be a companion for the elderly, and two, I got to help elderly with doing chores and getting errands done. And here's the thing. There are two heartbreaking clients I had. They're both veterans, and both of them were fucked over by the government. Like severely fucked over. And their benefits weren't cutting shit. Sure, the benefits, they're living like so comfortably, but they're still like struggling. Even I mentioned to one of my client that I think it was the older veteran, is a World War II veteran. I mentioned him like, I understand you could have pretty much afford a family, afford to raise a family, afford to like have a family on one income, but like I said, the world doesn't work like that anymore, and like I'm redacted age here, and I'm struggling a lot with the. Not like I didn't go deep, but I'm always like, I told him I wish that I had your buying power, the ability to live comfortably on one income, but the world has changed a lot, and it's no longer feasible to live on one income anymore. Here's the thing. Surprisingly, he's one of the boomers that actually felt the same way. And despite his retirement funds aren't like cutting it. But yeah, I felt bad for him. I really did. So wherever he is now, oh yeah, from the last time okay, I can't really expose his name because HIPAA. But from the last time I saw him, he moved to a nursing home, and I had pretty much was declined for like another few weeks before I had to get out of that job because I wasn't really getting any hours. I was not getting any hours. So from that in-hospice carrier job, I moved to being a traffic control crew member. I was there for a few months before I was forced out of my parents' house, and then moved to a bunch of houses, didn't really have any stable living conditions, and now I'm here. So at least I have a somewhat stable living condition, but I'm still depending on my work hours to pretty much pay for rent and pay for basic living expenses. So yeah, there's that.
The point of going to work for most of your life and being able to achieve nothing at the end of it. You've got no spare money to do anything fun with. It's a bit like the governments are doing it deliberately to piss us off because, let's face it, it's really, really quite frustrating, and it's worrying, to be honest, because it's a trend that is just not going to reverse. The wages are not going to just suddenly shoot up and sort everything out because it's just not going to happen like that. Anyway, I could rant for hours about wages and how frustrating it is, and but maybe I'll do a whole video of me just moaning about wages in the future, but not right now. Okay, so number 4, we're burned out. I would love to know how many people out there are just physically exhausted with working the 9 till 5.
Yeah.
I bet there's a huge amount. I mean, I know I am. I've reached a point in life where I'm just like, do you know what? I'm just shattered. I can't do this anymore. It's just ridiculous. It drains the bloody essence out of you. Please drop us a comment and let us know how you're feeling about this, okay? If you're feeling the same way I am, let it all out, okay? Do you the world of good. Just get rid of your frustrations in a comment, hurl abuse, even at me. I don't give a damn. Just get it out, make yourself feel better. Okay, and finally, number 6, I won't go too much into detail on this one. We want our lives back. We're pissed off with spending all of our time going to work, staying somewhere, talking to a bunch of people that we're not mates with or not particularly that friendly with, and then just coming back, too knackered to do anything else, go to bed, same thing again next day. People want their lives back. People want their lives to have meaning. We don't want to be living someone else's dream and funding their, you know, weekends away with their mistresses and stuff. You know, we want to be, I'm not saying we want to be doing that ourselves. Of course, we don't want to be doing that, but we want to be able to enjoy our time with our family, enjoy weekends away with our family, and so on. And to make matters worse, a lot of people are not just working the 40-hour week. They're going back in the evening and doing work. You know, they're staying late, but they're still getting their 40-hour salary. It just makes no sense. Okay, so part 3. But what about stability? Now, I know what some of you are thinking.
Here's the thing that I unfortunately have to do in order to like maintain the affordability and maintain a budget is that I have to reduce my food portions and I have to reduce the frequency I eat food, as well as I pretty much have to stay within a strict food budget so I can afford to pay my phone bill, afford rent, and afford my car maintenance, that's including fuel. And that's also being able, and also alongside that, at least making it a little bit of savings at a time. I have to do all of that just to like build up savings and be able to afford to live. It is actively fucking over. It's actively fucking me over, and I am trying to maintain a healthy weight range while also maintaining a food budget, and it's not working. It's either I sacrifice my weight or I sacrifice my wallet. And I can't afford shit, so I'm sacrificing my weight anyways. So there's that, and luckily, and I'm thankful to have resources to at least keep my head afloat. My work's HR sent me $150 to go towards groceries because, well, not only me, but also for my roommate as well, because her SNAP benefits aren't coming this month, and I just let her know, hey, I got more food here. Feel free to take some, and also I'm going to food pantries to get some food for the short term. So at least I can like save up some money. So yeah, that's my situation there. So yeah, and I try to maintain a healthy weight range, but at the same time, it's not really working, and I keep finding myself being underweight, and I really can't have that again.
And especially if you're older like me. What about stability? What about playing it safe? What about benefits? What about income? And I get it. That's what we were told. That's what was driven into us at an early age. That's what the boomers told us to do. That's how it was. And that was true for them. But it's not true anymore. Jobs aren't safe anymore. Companies aren't loyal. The economy's in a dreadful state. You could do everything right in your job. You could stay late every single day. You could get into work early. You could do work in the evenings. But that doesn't stop the company from sending you an email the next day saying, we're restructuring the business. Unfortunately, we're letting several people go. You're one of them. You know, I'm not saying all of this to scare you. I'm just saying that people think that, you know, our generation and the Gen Zs are lazy. We just don't want to work anymore. Well, that's not the case. We're not trying to escape that system because of being lazy. We're trying to escape it because the stability is no longer there. So part 4, the new work model. And this is the part where things...
And because the stability, this job stability is no longer there. That's why I'm trying to become a VTuber. Is so I can actually afford stuff. And eventually not only afford stuff, but also just and give back to the community as well. With hosting events, having chill time with chat, and hopefully one day being able to afford to do a fundraiser stream, and which one I would like to do, but I gotta make sure I have active source of income. So that would be like VTuber merch and sponsorships. Those are 2 big ones that I'll have to do. So yeah.
Start to get a little bit more hopeful. Not quite so much negativity anymore. So if you've been holding on for this long, well done. So what does the new work model actually look like? Okay, so the old path was you go to school, you leave school, you get a job, you then get a job and start saving for your mortgage, which you then work for 40 years to pay that mortgage off. You then retire at 65 with a little bit of money left to keep you going until 75, 85 years old or whatever. You know, if you're 90, if you're lucky, job done. Then the new path looks slightly different. Okay, you go to school, you leave school, you get a job, but you learn skills either doing your job or learn skills in the evening. You build online, you create ownership, you create your own brand, and that way you achieve freedom a lot earlier. There are tons and tons of ways you can make
That's what I'm doing
now. You know, whether it's remote work, freelance.
For me, I want to improve my art skills so I can do art commissions for people stream, and also doing art commissions, like doing art commissions live, and not just doing art commissions live. I would actually ask the commissioner, say, "Hey, I do my art commission live. Are you okay with that? If they're okay with that, yeah, good. You're okay with that." And now I'll ask them second question. Hey, since I'm doing this live, would you like to be a part of a series of streams while I'm doing your commission? So we can discuss, chat, and just have fun? Because I feel like that kind of business model will actually like work. Oh, I had to do that. Work. I'm a silly goober. And I also chat silly goobers too.
Dancing, building a SaaS, digital products, courses, doing YouTube. Okay, there is huge amounts of work available. You've just got to go out, learn the skills, and you've got to want it. It's not a one size fits all, and it's not an overnight success. But what it does do is it gives you something that's your own. Something that doesn't disappear or gets fired. It's something that gives you leverage. Now, I do want to be clear that this isn't a get rich quick.
Yeah, stability is no longer a thing anymore. You need to build economic leverage. Come on, turn on. Turn on. Turn on. Come on, my tablet is... Come on, tablet. Come on. There we go. There we go. Tablet. There we go. There's tablet. I guess I should just turn it off and turn it on again. Usually I just whack it. I just gently whack it a few times, and it turns back on. I use them at our side as like a pseudo third monitor for my OBS, just to have an OBS on it. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go.
Game or anything like that. You know, I'm not promising that you're going to be rich from it. You know, you're going to have to put some work in if you want it to succeed. What I'm saying is, you can have a different type of life. Now, a life that will give you more control, a life that will give you more time, and I think most importantly, a life that will give you more meaning. And it starts with very small steps. You know, by learning a high-value skill.
Hold on. There we go. I whacked it a few times and now it's back to working. I really need a third monitor so I don't have to rely on my our tablet. At the same time, I really don't have space for a third monitor. Maybe like a mini monitor? I don't know. But I think I need a third monitor. I just don't know where I'm going to source it. So, I'm just going to wait.
Building something in public or building something that generally solves a pain point for people. And it really doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can be the most simple thing. There are people making thousands, tens of thousands a month off an app that is something just very, very basic, but it solves a pain point for them.
Yeah, that's why I want to learn how to code. That's to try and get myself to like code consistently. Not only I can just make my own programs to just solve like annoyances, but also it's just I want to be able to, because of my open, like I stand with open source programs. I get you want to have like paid courses to learn how to code, like, but like the internet is meant to like have like free information for people like to learn stuff from. Why are you? I get it. You want to like get paid for like teaching me the code or like some compensation. I understand that, and you do you. For me, the way I'm going to do my coding courses in the far future, I'm going to make it free, and I'm going to make that open source as well. I don't care about getting paid for coding, for teaching me how to code. If it gets them to get, and also I want to make coding fun. Cause I think when I was in second grade, when I was learning how to read, not like read, but it was more like learning reading comprehension. We were taken to like the computer room that Vector couldn't find for the life of him, and they actually made reading fun. They actually made reading fun. They made a program to make reading fun. So why don't I make a program to make coding fun? Inspired by that reading program.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up now. I've been banging on for far too long. I really hope you got some value from it. I've really enjoyed making this video.
I enjoyed it too.
Please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. You'll be able to see a video above.
Alright. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next video.
Alright everybody, today we are going to be doing a little All right, everybody, today we are going to be doing a little experiment with free antiviruses to see if they can stop dangerous viruses that I found on GitHub. I'm telling you right now, these right here will break any computer they're launched on. So that's why I'm in a virtual machine, so we can conduct this experiment successfully and not run into any issues, okay? I just want to see if these can stop the destruction of each of these files. So we're going to go one by one on these antiviruses and see.
Ooh, okay, warning, flashbang warning. Yeah, flashing lights warning. Epilepsy warning, everyone. Be careful.
Downloading. Because honestly, I stick with 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧 most of the time, so I don't really have any experience with these ones, to be honest. I just know some of them are really annoying with pop-ups. Let's begin, shall we? Okay, the first one is obviously going to be Norton, because it's on the top here. So we're going to start with that.
The sponsor is today's video, Norton Antivirus. Yeah. You really are a true antivirus, Norton? Sure, you're an antivirus. Wink. Sure. Wink.
And then I think I want to do 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. Nothing is enabled. I think I could just run a scan. We're going to launch 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗, and then we're going to try and scan the computer as quickly as possible and see if we have any time to actually quarantine 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. So let's start. Let's run anyway on 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗, and then we immediately press fix now. We launched 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. I have no idea what it's going to do, but I am protected. So let's see if 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. Oh my god. Dude, we can't even show 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗 like that. It's just literally the first fucking file. Oh my god. Okay. This one doesn't seem as drastic as I thought. I just pressed the perish button. I have no idea what's gonna happen next here. Dude, that was kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. And we can't even show that. It's just Peter Griffin without his iconic fit on. Okay, we're just gonna run a scan because I don't know. Just see if Norton detects 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗 at all. That might have just been a rat. I didn't think it was gonna show that image, bro. Let's open it again. See if it does anything else. Okay. Perish button. I allowed Chrome to open. What is? Oh my god.
Oh no.
It auto opened to the hub with the search query. Peter Griffin. Waiting for Norton to scan. Come on. That was a pretty weak one. Not gonna lie. You know what? Let's do 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. I actually downloaded 2 here. This is the safety version, but I'm not doing the safety. Let's run the regular version, and then we'll rerun the scan. Oh, we got a red pop-up. Let's go. Norton, you better save me. You better save my ass right now. Quick scan. Uh-oh, here we go. The scan's going right now. Come on, dude. Is it running the scan or not? The total item scan is not going up. Oh, it kind of is, yeah. It's going slow, though. Come on, Norton. Stop 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗 now. Just detect it. Just detect it, man. I'm used to the loud noises, but this is actually kind of nice. Let's put some peaceful music instead. Should I just press stop and see if it got it? Bro, this is like the slowest scan of all time. 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. Oh god, here now the sound is coming in. Oh, here we go.
Let's
Come on,
go.
Norton, please. I'm just gonna let it do a quick. It's supposed to be a quick scan. Come on. Dude, we're running out of time. This is not looking good. Uh-oh. Are we in phase 2 now? Phase 2 of 𝙂𝙚𝙖𝙗𝙗. Oh god. Okay. Brother, I'm tempted to press stop right now on the scan. I don't even have that many files on this PC, bro. All right, I'm pressing stop. What did I do? What did I press? Please. What does it say? Export results? Dude, I want to quarantine. What are you talking about? Oh my god. It's GG. We might be losing. The VM here. Yeah, I can't even press anything anymore. I think the time... dude, I'm out of time. It's too late.
It's too late.
Oh, please. I am not protected. What do you mean? What do you mean, Norton? I can't even tell when I'm clicking here. Oh my god, Norton is out.
Yeah, you are protected. You are protected. Yeah, Norton, you're not protecting shit, and that's why nobody is taking your sponsorship anymore. Fuck you.
I am not protected, bro. Auto protect on. Please, let me select it. I can't select it. Dude, I can't turn on auto protect. Oh my god, please. I'm trying. And it's just telling me, oh yeah, you're protected. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, my desktop is just being fried.
Yeah, bullshit.
Let's go back in here though. Let's turn on. See, now I can turn it on. The scan is absurdly long for a quick scan too. You just don't have enough time to even run the scan. Fix now. I am curious. Let's try a different one now, since Norton is absolute dog. Now we're gonna try Avast. I've heard very bad things about this one too, and I've actually downloaded it. Doing these kinds of videos, just never actually used it. What I'm gonna need to do this time around is I'm gonna have to locate the real-time protection and then turn that on. I can find it. Jeez, there's so much.
Oof.
Where are the settings? Is there any real-time or is it just scans? Run manually. Let's do that. Warns you if any application behaves suspiciously. Okay, we'll just tick that on once we launch the file. Whatever file that is going to to be. Let's see if Avast can save me from a ransomware attack. Run. Chinese skull ransomware with a Firefox logo. Okay, we're gonna enable that now. Praying. Yeah, I ran it. I think it needs time to kick in. Oh, yeah, it's working. It's working. See, files are spawning in. Oh, man, my shit is not responding. Okay. Something it deleted. What just happened? Threat secured. Chinese skull ransomware to your quarantine. Holy shit. Avast actually did it. And I have a gift from them. I have to unwrap it. Dude, that's great. Oh, okay. $1.89. I mean, shit. It did save me. It did save me. But I mean, I'd rather just keep the free if the free version's gonna save me. What's the point of paying?
You could kind of just hammer the application till it cracks open, you know?
Not expecting that to work, bro. I didn't even have to run a scan or anything. It just auto quarantine. Let's try it with Norton. Maybe we'll restore it. Okay, it's right here. See if we can restore and add exceptions. Happy to be back. Yeah, I'm sure it is. So we're gonna close Avast now. We're gonna try this with Norton. Auto protect is processing security risk Trojan Gen 2. Is it actually deleting anything? Brother, you're not deleting anything. Avast actually came in clutch. View details. They detected mems. Okay, but you literally missed everything else, including 𝙂𝙬𝙤𝙀. See what I mean? It's just detecting random ones. It's not even getting all of them. Oh my god, brother. So I think it's safe to assume if I launch this ransomware again, Norton is not going to save me. Norton is honestly at the bottom of the list. Avast actually did a really good job of stopping this ransomware right away. Not bad, Avast. Since
not bad.
Against Chinese skull ransomware. Let's do a different one. Okay, mems actually just disappeared. Norton's actually doing stuff now. It just wants to delete mems really bad, but that's about it. I think I want to do 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 anti-malware next, and I want to test it against mems. I'm using the unlicensed version. Obviously, some of these are just the free trial versions, but most of the time they just let you use them. Malwarebytes, you could just use it an unlimited amount and not really have to pay for it. Okay, protect. Suspicious activity shield. Detects malware by behavior. Okay, I'm just gonna see if it detects mems once I launch it, and then I'm also gonna run a quick scan at the same time. Opening up. Oh, we got the red box of death. I'm interested to see who's going to win this battle. Software you just executed is considered malware. I'm not reading all that. You want to execute this malware resulting in an unusable machine. Yes. Okay. Uh-oh. My computer's by the memes Trojan. Your computer won't boot up again, so use it as long as you can. All right. So is it gonna do anything? I actually forgot how mems work. I've used it before, but I just don't remember how it works. I think it's about to start kicking in. I'm getting the loading. Yep, here we go. Motherboard. Watch this malware turn a computer into a digital hellscape. Is this an actual article? What was that link, bro? I have internet too, so that page just doesn't load anymore. Any suspicious activity, bro? Why are you opening my device manager? Mems, don't do this to me. Okay, I say we just run the quick scan. Mems is winding up right now. I could just tell. Opening random things. Google.co.ck Bonzi Buddy download free. And it thinks I'm a bot. Mems, what are you doing, bro? Is this what it does? Might actually be what it does. And then it just kills the PC when I restart. Look at it. It's detecting it's actually working. So apparently with mems, if I restart, my PC is just cooked. I won't be able to get onto my desktop ever again. So I'm gonna let this scan run. I'm gonna quarantine it, and then on the restart, if my computer still works, then that means 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 actually did something good. So I don't think mems is actually going to play loud noises and stuff like that. Oh, it's getting the rest of them too. Damn. I genuinely have no idea what's gonna happen on this restart here. I got a lot of the ones that I have installed on my desktop, so that's a good sign. It has memes here, even 𝙂𝙬𝙤𝙀. This one is already better than Norton. Let's press clean. I can't clean it unless I pay. You're joking, right? Get a free trial. Spam inhaler 123. Oh, I was about to say, dude, if they gave me no option for this, I would have been pissed. Server is busy right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Give me, dude, I have a lot on the line right here. What are you talking about? You're busy. It's purposely this quarantines it. It doesn't just detect it. It's still on the desktop. And you actually do quarantine this. Let's restart and see if we put mems to sleep at least. Pretty sure it's just gonna break. But the pop-ups did stop, so I'm kind of confused. They're literally gatekeeping the safety of my PC behind a paywall while they're baiting me with a free trial. Now the virtual machine saying press any key to boot from CD or DVD. Got it. Let's shut it down. Open it again. Okay. Windows. Okay, we're back on the Windows setup. Yeah, we got nuked. That is insane. Okay, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. You're getting deleted once I get back in. See, I've never used that one before. I thought it was going to be entirely free. Now you guys know never to use that, because whenever you're in a predicament, you'll be gate kept. Have any of you guys even heard of that one? Anyway.
Yes, I heard of it. McAfee antivirus.
AVG antivirus versus the FBI locker, masked as PayPal for some reason. So let's open AVG. As soon as I launch the FBI locker, I'm going to turn File Shield on, Behavior Shield, and all that other shit, and just see if it takes it. Okay, let's go. Running as admin and everything. I'm scared. All right, let's run it. Why is it telling me to download this? I'm downloading the required files before the ransomware attack begins. See if AVG is any good here. So these files are done downloading. It's over for you. Unbelievably slow. All right, I'm pressing you again. Moving my icons around. Uh-oh. Oh, it kicked in. It kicked in. File Shield on. Features unavailable in passive mode.
Do not turn off your computer system. Your computer has been locked in a joint effort between government organizations.
And a what?
All your illegal files have been locked, exfiltrated, and encrypted.
PayPal checker by X Risky is not responding. Oh my god, I just closed it. I just closed it, dude. Oh, there it is. Oh shit. Please enter unlock code here. I don't know, man. Why they got Joe Biden here, bro? He ain't in the FBI. Your current fine is $100 for having illegal activity in your system. Imagine if they had something like this pre-built into like Windows operating systems. I feel like this is predicting the future. I'm not gonna lie. This is going to be our
Don't get
reality
Microsoft
in, like,
ideas.
Let's see if AVG can do something about this. My other antivirus actually picked it up. Let's ignore it from that one. I'm focusing on AVG here. Okay, let's run a smart scan. Let's see if AVG can save me here. The FBI ransomware has finally kicked in. 2 issues found in system settings. Malware, other threats could be running in your PC memory, and my notifications could be visible while I'm away from my PC. Resolve all. All clear. Next, scanning for malware. PayPal checker. Resolve all. All gone. We've safely removed the malware so you can breathe a little easier. My screen is still white, and I can't do anything about that. So we might just have to restart and see if we can access our desktop again. I swear, AVG is probably capping. Like, they just cap constantly about everything, bro. They're not doing shit. They don't know how to get rid of it. That's my prediction. AVG, did you do something? Did you successfully do it, AVG? This is kind of fun, actually. I don't know why I haven't done this sooner, to be honest. Oh, okay. We are good. We have README files. Open that. Nothing. Decrypt files. Google Chrome. Let's see what that is. Now that we're back in safely. Files, HTML. It's blank, bro. It actually encrypted all of the other viruses, and it didn't undecrypt it, actually. So AVG didn't really solve the issue, because my shit is still... Wait, let's take off the .fbi. We're actually good. It didn't revert it to the old version or anything, but all you have to do is just change everything. You just take the .fbi out, and I think we're good. Let's see by just testing it with 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. Let's just see if that opens again. This app can't run on my PC. So actually, AVG could not recover the files. They just said, fuck you. We're gonna get the ransomware off, but you know, we're gonna leave the encrypted files at the same time. Thank you, AVG, for that. Let's just download like
rip your files.
Let's just see if we can launch it, because if we can, then this PC is still technically usable. Let's say you open that ransomware and you had personal files on your desktop. AVG is not going to save you. So yeah, you could still technically use the PC. So it's kind of like a half protected my PC, I guess, but it, you know, in the process, couldn't recover the files. Next up, we have Komodo versus or Trojan Ultimate Edition. So what we are going to do is Komodo versus or Trojan Ultimate Edition. So what we are going to do is real-time protection ready to go, and we're gonna open this first before we enable it. Moment of truth. You want to play with me, aka destroy your PC? Sure thing. Enabling real time. It's been activated. Holy shit. Fix it. Come on, Komodo. Get to work. Get to work. We are being infested. Or Trojan Ultimate Edition destroyed your PC. Enjoy your PC slowly die. Oh no. Not the Miss Major. Do something, Komodo.
Oh no.
Hang out, bro. Come on, Komodo. Scan quicker. Okay, real time is on. So what are you doing? Let me know. Oh my god. Come on, man. Come on. Auto containment should be working. I'm bleeding out. Come on. It should be an instant find. Oh, come on, dude. Detected threats 1. What is GDI trying to... Okay, we're going to allow. Dude, just detect it, man. Block. Oh my god.
Rip.
I just blocked it and I blue screened anyway, dude. What? Let's restart. Let's restart. Oh, that was me, bro. But it wasn't detecting. The Komodo one, it literally popped up for like the FBI one that we did, but not that when it was actively running. That is insane. This major is so hard to avoid. You can't save your PC once Miss Major appears. That's just a fact. I'm just very curious. I want to run the same exact one with Malwarebytes, and I want to see if Malwarebytes can do it, because I always hype up Malwarebytes. I want to see if it's capable. Unpaid, unbiased. Okay, let's see. From my experience, Malwarebytes scans very quick, so we should be okay by doing a quick scan. Come on, brother. Malwarebytes, you can do it, bro. Okay, I launched it. Here we go. Got the clown. Run the scan. Miss Major's here. Hey, the music is working. It didn't work the first time I ran it. I don't know why it's deciding to function properly. Okay, come on, Malwarebytes. Protection. Let's just turn on real time. We're running out of time. Oh, it's about half. Dude, I'm trying my best, but it's slow. Malwarebytes, you can do it. I believe. No detection still. It's not gonna be quick enough. You gotta go quicker, man. We don't even have that many files. Dude, the clock is ticking, bro. This is bad. Why is it so slow? Yeah, we're cooked. This was too long of a scan. Let's quarantine this at least. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Let's turn that off. Okay, quick scan. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Oh no.
We're running out. Come on. Come on! Please give me some extra
Come
time.
on,
Let me bleed out a little
that
slower.
bullshit. That actually jump scared me. Fuck you for that. That jump scared me.
I think we are dying as we speak. It's giving us a little bit of grace. Wait, what just happened? Oh no.
Rip.
We're good. Why did Malwarebytes not do anything right there, man? Low-key disappointing. I turned on real-time protection literally right after. I think the scan was just taking too long. So I was scanning the rootkits first, and it was just doing that the entire time. Why was it not detecting that shit? Malwarebytes, what are you doing? You just fell asleep and you stayed asleep when you got summoned. What are we doing here, Malwarebytes? Wake up. Let's try this with a different one. Solaris R. You better redeem yourself right now. We're about to run a copy of the Solaris Win32 Trojan, specifically made to be showcased on the Frozen Rex cybersecurity YouTube channel. Shout out to them. Let's see what that's about. Turning everything on. Uh-oh, here we go. Okay, every real-time protection is on. But we are being pixelated. Let's get the scan started. Go, Malwarebytes, save the PC. Oh no, it's not even letting me click. God damn it. Oh, it's not responding. Malwarebytes, please. Yeah, so if you don't have it on constantly, then it's it's kind of... This one's not even letting me see my desktop at all. Let me run a scan. I can't even get to the desktop to begin with, so it's kind of just... I can't even run my experiment, dude. Come on, I see the scan button. I think I pressed it. We're gonna have to just wait for all of this to go away so I can actually see. Can I, Okay, it is running.
No.
It is running. You better fucking save me here. I hype you up a little too much. Yeah, it's not even scanning any items. It's been a minute. The virtual machine could not be changed to the selected monitor. You just added a monitor to the host computer. You must power off. Power on the virtual machine to use that monitor. I didn't plug in a monitor. What are you talking about? Is this thing escaping? I'm checking. Hey, it's kind of good. That scared me for a minute. Now, if I ran the scan before I executed, it would probably detect it. I just like the idea of having it save me when it's already open. We're fighting. Come on, man. Let me get back into the scan. It's not even letting me click it. It's probably taking up all my resources to the point where I can't even run a scan. Malwarebytes might be failing us again. This thing is just bugging.
Rip.
It's just bugging my Malwarebytes. Hasn't even scanned a singular file and it's been 5 minutes. Dude, Malwarebytes got bested again. It makes sense though. These files are not to be messed around with on your main PC. Just letting you know. This is actually not good. Malwarebytes is losing bad,
not
and I think
good at all.
There's just no visibility to the desktop anymore. We're cooked. I think it's safe to say Malwarebytes lost this battle.
I think you're just more than
cooked. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna be able to save this. Oh my god. I had real-time protection turned on as soon as I clicked it. There was nothing. Nothing was showing up. Active malware running.
Alright. Yeah. It basically just fucking shat itself. The VM just shat itself.
And Malwarebytes wasn't even saying anything to me. Stop checking for updates. Malwarebytes, you failed me. I still like Malwarebytes when it's turned on, okay? But it's not quick enough, dude. You gotta stop checking for updates in the scan.
You know, Malwarebytes is not actually turned on unless they're getting money.
Move on. I want to do Baldy Trojan versus Total AV. That's my next little test. Here we go. Enable. Total AV. Do something.
Go.
Baldy is opening. Baldy is coming, bro. Oh, here we go.
Baldy's
Desktop
coming.
change. Let's see if Total AV can handle this. Threat blocked. Baldy EXE. Get 70% off Total AV, bro. Really? Quarantine. Baldy. Delete selected. It's deleting. I'm about to be signed out by Baldy Evil, bro. Wow! It was on 100. It was on 100 on the Total AV, bro. Oh my god. Y'all saw that, right? It was literally
Rip.
about. It was literally deleting it. 100% it said, dude. Are we good? We might be good. Come on. Dude, that was insane to watch. That was crazy. The fact that it was 100% deleting. Just better work, dude. Total AV, we cannot lose to Baldi. Please get me back in here. This Baldi one might not even be destructive though, so we might be good. If we're good here, I want to try Total AV again against Solaris. I want to see if Total AV can nuke this one. I feel like that'll be interesting. Sounds like I'm almost promoting Total AV, but it's like none of these fuckers are paying me, so just throwing that out there. So what is in the quarantine? Did it remove Baldi? Because Baldi's still on the desktop. It was picking up on that though. Just gonna give it a minute. I'm surprised nothing else is happening here. Let's see. Baldi doing anything? 100% CPU. I don't see Baldi anywhere. Quarantine is empty. Okay, are you going to turn on Total AV? Like, hello? Let's reopen it. Enable. I turned it on and it detected Solaris and horror.
But yeah, I'm thinking that I just may just end stream here. Yeah, it was actually fun reacting and chatting with you all. I think the rest of the night I'm just gonna relax and well check on my laundry and all that. That being said, I just want to say that thank you everyone for joining today's stream. My name is 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. I'm a variety streamer. I stream lots of video games, chat suggests me, as well as I draw art. I do coding. And that being said, I gotta get going on Blitzies. Bye bye, matinee.